What is up, guys? Oasis here, and I am coming out of retirement to do some YouTubes on Kabam's new game, Forged to Fight. I did a YouTube a few months back when they first released in Denmark and overseas for the beta. And so I'm getting back into this game and thought I would give a few beginner's tips. I'm by no means an expert, but here's some of the things that I have been focusing on doing first, and things I would recommend to do. First, let's go check out the base. This is kind of the main screen and your like home, so to speak. First thing that you'll need to do is begin to collect your bots, and I recommend focusing on if you're going to be a free-to-play player, focusing on your 1 stars, building up to 2 stars in the arena, and then to the 3 stars and 4 stars. If you're spending a little bit of money, you're going to want to focus on your 2 and 3 star arenas, and as you advance in the game, it'll unlock the arenas. This is where you win your bots, and you'll need to develop your teams to do good here. One tip is if you started during the beta period and you just played a little bit, you didn't advance very far, you may be better off just starting over afresh if you're going to get into the game, because the tiers for a new player are way easier and there are more prizes. I think if you look at here, the 4-star bracket, basically rank 1 through 5 wins a 4-star bot. If you're in the beta, only the #1 spot wins the 4-star. So it's going to be less competitive and a little easier if you start over, unless you have a developed team or put a bunch of money into it. Right now, it's impossible to level up your 4-star bot, so it's kind of a 3-star bot game. So it's a good time to get into it. It's you're not too far behind. The game was just released last week, and so here's a few things when you look at your base that you want to focus on first, and that is go in here to fight and do story missions. Every day you're going to want to use your energy for story missions, and then your daily missions down here on the bottom left. This is where you earn sparks, and the daily sparks, you need these to upgrade your 2 and 3-star bots to decent levels where you can use them. And basically the basic sparks, you can only get 100% exploration on these, and that's all you can get from this. You can also get more from doing raids, which I'll talk about here in a second. And then the class sparks, you can farm as much as you want, but you'll get a bigger burst on the initial exploration of the missions. So every day you're going to want to work on your daily sparks. You're going to want to use your extra energy to do story mode and advance in the game. And once you get to level 19, auto battle opens up, which is a little easier on your fingers. If you're grinding the arenas, you'll be doing tons and tons of fights, so it's nice to have auto fight here, and we're just on auto fight, so it's not me playing, I'm just watching. But it's really cool graphics, very similar to Marvel Contest of Champions. A fun game here. So here are my tips for beginners. I recommend developing your 3-star bots, the ones you like playing with the most, at least 3 of them, so that you can get through the game's content and so that you can raid. And it's better to have 3 really strong bots, or even 1 really strong bot, than 10 bots that you evenly distributed your resources through. For the arena, it's nice to have those, but in terms of advancing in the game, 1 strong bot is going to get you farther than a few weaker bots. So recommend focusing on a team of 3. After you get that team of 3 down, you're going to start wanting to look at defense on your base, and you're going to want to look at doing missions. So kind of step 2 after you advance your initial team is to go back to your base and begin to build up a defense so people don't raid you, and so that you can raid people. And the raid is basically PvP. And one other thing, there's missions. If you have a spare bot, you can send them on missions and earn extra goodies here. But most important, and sometimes if you only have a few bots, you can run them on missions while you're sleeping at night or something like that. And so, any case, the game's really fun. Look me up in game. My in-game name is Technical Tear. I have an Oasis account as well, but it was from beta, and I stopped playing it because I didn't do much with it. So send me a friend invite, and we'll pop out some more YouTubes with a little more strategy. And like I said, I'm still learning myself, but it's a fun game. So if you haven't downloaded it yet, come check it out.